Welcome to the North Texas Community Co-Op, powered by the Difference Media LLC, and hosted by Clarence Jorif with the Compound Nevada, Kim Johnson with the Kim Johnson Group, Kirk Hodgson with Assured Partners, Cindy Durance with Right at Home, In-Home Care and Assistance, Susanna Austin with K9 Resorts, and Meena Singh with College Prep Coach. The North Texas Community Co-Op was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our hosts, co-hosts, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being professional, along with the opportunity for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the North Texas Community Co-Op starts now.
Good morning. Welcome to the North Texas Community Co-Op, a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. Strap in and hold on. I'm Clarence Jorif, President and CEO of the Compound Nevada, where precision meets pulse-pounding excitement at our top-tier shooting range. We don't just fire rounds, we fire up minds, blending elite safety with serious adrenaline and professionalism. So, today I'm your host for a high-impact roundtable featuring bold business leaders who aren't just thinking outside the box, they're blowing the sides off of it. So lock in, aim center mass, and get ready for a conversation that's sharp, smart, and straight to the point. Let's make some noise, and not just at the range. At this time, I'd like to welcome our dynamic co-hosts and intriguing guests. Our first co-host, Kim Johnson, owner of Kim Johnson Group at the RE/MAX Four Corners. Kim is a dynamic real estate dynamo with a heart for community and a knack for turning just looking into just closed. As the owner of the Kim Johnson Group at RE/MAX Four Corners, she's not just selling homes, she's building dreams, one handshake at a time. Known for her hustle, heart, high heels, Kim blends business savvy with genuine care, making her a force in both the market and the neighborhood. Whether she's sealing a deal or leading a local cause, Kim's the kind of powerhouse who makes things happen and makes it look effortless. Kim.
Hi, Clarence. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Let's just jump into this. What did you do to celebrate our nation's 249th Independence Day weekend?
Oh my goodness. I am a part of Amica, and we partnered with Cavender's Nissan of Rockwall, and we entered and had a float in the Heath, Texas parade, and we also participated in the Rockwall parade. That was my very first time to ever be a participant, and it was incredible to watch how many people just love the good old-fashioned feel of
It's an awesome time. It's an awesome time being in those parades. Wow.
CJ, people were in their yards roasting hot dogs as we drove through and just clapping and cheering.
That's what they do. Hey, let's move on to our next co-host, Kirk Hodgson, Vice President, Private Client Services for Assured Partners based out of Plano, Texas. Kirk is a 35-year insurance veteran with a knack for protecting what matters most. As VP of Private Client Services, Kirk specializes in risk analysis for high-achieving individuals and families who expect more than cookie-cutter coverage. With deep roots at AIG and Chubb and a track record of building teams and offices from the ground up, Kirk brings both brains and boldness to the table. Whether he's tailoring elite insurance solutions or pairing the perfect wine with dinner, Kirk delivers with a precision and flair. Based in North Texas with his family and 3 dogs, he's always cooking up something exceptional. Kirk?
Good morning, Clarence. Hey, Kim. How are you guys?
We're doing real well, brother. Glad to have you this morning, but I gotta ask. I'm going to give you a little forewarning. I'm coming to dinner at your house.
Okay.
What delicacy will you be serving up? And it better be a lot, because I eat.
Come on, Clarence. Let's go. It depends kind of what you want, but
I'm happy to tell you what I'll eat, CJ.
Go ahead, go.
Well, I'm going to have me a big old slice of pumpkin pie with some tons of Miracle Whip on top.
Sounds like a plan. So, Kirk, just to throw this at you real quick so you can digest this or at least get ready for it. You serve me ribs, I'll be a friend. I'm already a friend for life. So, what's the matter? Serve up some ribs and let's go. How's
Do you
that
like
sound?
beef? Do you like beef ribs or pork ribs? Because I
Oh,
do
pork
both.
ribs.
Okay, all right, we can
All
do
right.
that.
That's what I like. Specificity. Which brings us to our guest, KatieMae Duke. She's a family service counselor and pre-planning agent at Rest Haven Funeral Home and Cemetery, located here in Rockwall, Texas. Katie Duke is a West Texas original with a heart as big as the Odessa sky. Once a cosmetologist, she traded blow dryers for compassion, now serving as a family service counselor and pre-planning agent at Rest Haven. KatieMae brings warmth, wit, and a steady hand to families navigating life's toughest goodbyes. When she's not offering comfort with grace, she's curled up with a good book, her loved ones, or her beloved rescue pup, Tuna. We're going to get back to that in a second. Whether planning ahead or honoring a life well lived, KatieMae is a calm in the store with just the right touch of sass. KatieMae,
Hey guys,
how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Not bad. We're so glad to have you. So let's jump in with this. Tuna? Talk to me about Tuna.
Well, I named her Rune, which was really hard for people, so it just evolved to Tuna. But she's a great dog. She's really empathetic. My landlord would always say there's a human in there, and a lot of people say that about her. She's one of those dogs you look at her and you swear there's a human soul.
So she's your comfort in the storm after a hard day at work, huh?
Yes.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a terrier mix. I think she's mostly a border terrier or a Jack Russell.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's it for our introductions. So, coming up next, we're going to address what's happening in our North Texas communities. We'll have big updates, important events, and inside information that you'll want to know. Stick around. We'll be back after this commercial break.
The North Texas Community Co-Op is made possible by Clarence Jorif with the Compound Nevada, Kim Johnson with the Kim Johnson Group, Kirk Hodgson with Assured Partners, Susanna Austin with K9 Resorts, Cindy Durance with Right at Home, in-home care and assistance, and by Meena Singh, College Prep Coach. The North Texas Community Co-Op. Local voices, real issues, conversations that matter. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's up, North Texas?
As I stated before the break, we're going to get into an outline community topics such as events, hirings, new business openings, major political news, and construction projects and city activities. But with that, let's hit it. Who's up first?
Oh, that's me. So we're talking about Hot Havana Nights, which is a fundraiser for domestic violence. There's going to be cigars, mojitos, fajitas, a live auction and a silent auction, and a homemade salsa contest, and tons of music and dancing. It's going to be August 22nd from 6 to 9 in Celeste.
Sounds like a plan. How do people find us? Is there a telephone number or a website?
I think there's. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Have it
But
on
once
me.
again, Hot Havana Nights, Friday, August 22nd.
It's Women's in Need is the name of the organization.
Okay. So basically, we'll go to their website and we'll be able to find it. Well, cool. Thank you so much. I think you're up next, Kim.
All right. What's first? Oh, I love this. So in Rockwall, this goes back to my home economics. In Rockwall, they have Rockwall Sewing School, and it's relaunched. And they are now enrolling for the fall semester for sewing classes for kids ages 8 and up, teens and adult. They're also going to have women's beginner quilting classes. And they're offering summer camps and classes for homeschool students throughout the year. And if you would like to know more information, reach out to rockwallsewingschool.com, or you can text Andrea at 972-207-5992.
All right.
I also would like to talk about the BDA. That's our where you get to meet us in person. So that is our Business Development Alliance. It's incredible. You can come out. We'll have a guest speaker. You get to network. You get to meet and learn the movers and the shakers in your community and meet all of us in person. We hope to see you. It's on the fourth Monday of every month. Have any questions? Just reach out to me, CJ or Kurt, and we're happy to help you. Oh, and we have the Aspasians Marketplace. This is one of my favorites because this is where the entrepreneurship of our community gets to come out. And the Aspasian Marketplace is a Rockwall tradition for over 30 years. It's held 2 times a year on a Saturday in both the spring and the fall. We have over 200 vendors that come together and they offer a wide variety of unique merchandise and jewelry and woodwork and yard art, excuse me. And I just totally messed up, but I'm human. So whether you're shopping for yourself or you're just looking for that perfect gift for someone, we want you to know that 100% of all the proceeds from the vendor booth rentals goes towards Rockwall scholarships for our graduates in our community. So your money is not wasted. Come on out and see us.
And next up, Kurt.
All right. Yes. So for our fellow motorcyclist enthusiasts and those curious, we've got the Bikes and Barbecue at the Harley Davidson dealership located at 1007 State Highway 121 in Allen this Saturday, 12 noon, July 12th, and starts at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is where you can grab some mouth-watering eats from the Smokin' SB barbecue food truck. You can cool off with a bike wash from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And for the first 25 riders, to validate their mileage for the Let's Ride Challenge, they'll get a free prize pack. And to cool off, you can show off your toughness by wearing a Frozen T-shirt contest.
Oh, sign me up. Sign me up.
And if you win, you get to keep the T-shirt too. So here's some other fun things. You have the opportunity to test ride some of the new 2025 Harley Davidson models. Get ready to ride into the summer, and it's also the last chance to enter the Rolling Sturgis to Milwaukee sweepstakes. So join us out here at the Harley Davidson in Allen. Wanted to throw one more idea out there for people looking for something to do this weekend. Starting the July 17th, the Dallas Safari Club is having their summer expo out at the Gaylord Texan this week. It's going from July 17th to the 19th. And you can join top outfitters, gear makers, conservation leaders at the expo. And there'll be live auctions, silent auctions, and evening galas. Day passes are available for $25 for a day. 2-day passes are $45, and 3-day passes are available for $60. So hope to see you out at the expo this weekend with Dallas Safari Club.
Unfortunately, that's right in the middle of our busy range day, so I'm going to have to call it. But I tell you what, I'm a polar bear, so I love that Frozen T-shirt. That would have worked out very, very well in this summer heat. So, what you see up in front of you now is a day of service, which is scheduled for August 9th. It's being hosted by the Rockwall County Men's Republican Club in coordination with Meals on Wheels Senior Services. What it is a day of service with Meals on Wheels. They're going to depart directly from their meeting, which is held every second Saturday at the center at Rockwall Plaza, which is 108 East Washington Street, Rockwall. And from there, they're going to head off to service projects. What they plan on doing is their projects include replacing windows in a brick home and a mobile home, repair ramps, mowing, gutter cleaning, and general cleanup. The big thing about it is, if you're going to show up, come ready to work because they're going to use every hand available to get the job done. So if anything, you can go directly to the Rockwall County Republican Men's Club website, and you'll have more details there for you. Which brings me now to something that's near and dear to my heart. I was a graduate of the greatest class of all time, the GOAT, class 2023. It's the Rockwall, Leadership Rockwall class. What that is specifically, do you know somebody ready to elevate their personal and professional growth while making an impactful difference in the Rockwall community? Whether it's you or someone else in your network, Leadership Rockwall could be the perfect next step. This dynamic, immersive program is designed to cultivate, engage, and inform leaders by providing exclusive, behind-the-scenes access to Rockwall County's key industries, institutions, and influencers. From government and public safety, education, economic development, participants gain a deeper understanding of what makes our community thrive and how they can contribute to its continued success. Applications are due Monday, August 11th. What you'll need to do is go to the Rockwall Chamber of Commerce website. There's a link. Click on the link. It'll pop up all the information and go from there. But do me a favor. Don't wait. Apply today or share this opportunity with someone ready to make a difference. That's why we're here. That's why we are the North Texas Co-op. We make a difference every day. So with that, we're going to segue to our next section where we're going to take a deep dive in our topic for this week, small town clicks and gatekeeping. That's going to be some engaging and entertaining conversation. So see you as soon as we come back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Welcome back to segment 3, which addresses our social topic of this month, small town clicks and gatekeeping. This is a tough subject because it affects all of us as business owners. And no matter how you say, hey, I'm doing well, you always need your community group to help foster, get you going, keep you going, sustain your business. But welcome to the unspoken side of small town charm, where everyone knows your name, unless you're new. In many tight-knit communities, cliques and gatekeeping aren't just high school relics. They're alive and well in the business world. For new professionals or outsiders, breaking into these circles can feel like trying to join a private club without the secret handshake. And when referrals or opportunities hinge more on who you know than what you are able to bring to the table, innovation stalls and potential gets left at the door. So let's unpack how these invisible walls are built and how we can start tearing them down. The first thing I'd like to address, let's see, I'm going to throw this one to you, Kim. Let's talk about what's called, are you familiar with the outsider effect?
Oh, yeah. I sure am. So, you want me to go ahead and start talking?
Yeah, we want to know what it is too, since you know.
Woo! Whenever you come in to a group and you're already timid and you're probably insecure about your own footing, and you walk into a group and you there's not an inclusivity, if I can't get the words to roll off my tongue, you automatically feel like you should recluse or you're not welcome. So in my personal experience, and I have been there as a woman, it's especially challenging, and being a business owner, um, the feeling of being left out without even using verbal words, just
Okay,
behaviors. Mhm.
that makes sense. Kirk, you got any thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of a real thing that we all face in various aspects and times in our lives. And I think we have to take the self confidence of knowing why we're there and knowing that we can need and want to develop relationships with the people and introduce ourselves and create that that bond, and where we can know, like, and trust each other, and really kind of break down the barrier of that outsider effect.
So before I bring KatieMae on board, newcomers often face skepticism or exclusion, regardless of their qualifications. That's what you talked to, Kim. And the
Yep.
second part of that one is social capital outweighs professional merit in many small town dynamics. You're fighting your way in, but you really have something to bring to the table with diverse perspectives. But sometimes we don't know who that is. But we know who KatieMae is. What are your thoughts, Katie? Would you like KatieMae or Katie?
KatieMae.
KatieMae, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. I think including people is really important. And I think really the truth of it is eventually somebody's going to come along and they're going to include everyone. So why not be the one to do it? Because in the end, it's only hurting you more when someone comes along and does that for other people, sets a good example, includes people, and then there's a lot of growth from it. But then you're on the outside because you weren't willing to bring people in the beginning.
And that's the mindset of community. We serve everyone in the community, not a clique, not a certain group, not a separate demographic. As business owners, our doors are open for everyone. So that leads me to referrals, relationship over results. Business often flows through long-standing personal networks. But what happens when you have to step outside of that personal network to make your business benefit? What are your thoughts, Kirk?
Well, I think it kind of goes back to my earlier comments. I think you've got to go in with the confidence that you belong and that you bring value to the group or the individuals that you're meeting with, and it's a relationship building process that you got to. It's a little uncomfortable at first, but you just work towards it, and you keep at it. And as you get to know people and they get to know you, I think your presence gets to be spread around, and more people want to engage with you.
Basically, if you're not in the loop, you can't make a difference. There you go. Kim?
Yep. How can I help you? You want me to
Yeah,
go ahead and ask the question?
going back for your input on building relationships over results.
So there's two sides to the coin. You can build the relationships, and then you realize that relationship you built, this is my personal experience, could possibly have been positive in the beginning and then had a negative turn. And it's mending that relationship in order to create a positive result. Because let's be honest, as business owners, if we're not networking, we're not helping build other businesses, even if it's just connecting humans to another human, even if it's another business. If you help someone else, it always comes back to you. So whenever we're speaking of networking and inclusivity and all of those topics and not leaving people out, your shared goal is to promote and to facilitate open communication regardless.
Very, very good. Katie, I'm gonna toss this one to you pretty simple. Does your business flow through long-standing personal networks?
Yes, it definitely does in this business, as well as I came from cosmetology, and that's a big part of it. Building relationships, building trust, sharing with people in cosmetology. I talk to people on their happiest days and on their worst days. Here, I mainly just talk to people on their worst days, but building a relationship and building trust is really important.
That's the key. And you hit it right on the head there. And I find that just here because unfortunately, you see, like you said, you see people at the worst stages of their life. They've lost a loved one and they're fighting through the grief. They walk through our doors here. My only thing that I care about is safety because someone's act or accident, I don't want to hear the word accident, could cause a loss of life. So people come here knowing, hey, it's a safe and professional range where those guys are good. Those guys are good. It's a mindset of you deliver what you have already spread through your networks, and it really, really makes a difference. So let's segue to the next thought. Gatekeeping as a control mechanism. It's been said that established players may resist change to maintain influence or status. Kurt, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I haven't experienced it a little bit in joining a group in Allen. At first, it was very cliquish group, and I kind of approached it with bringing two or three other individuals to try to join the group, which we did, and we were able to break down that clique, and because we all brought value to the group. So I think it's again something where you come together and you're wanting to give back, you're wanting to donate your time, you're wanting to help improve things, and that value statement tends to kind of break down that initial gatekeeping, if you will.
Makes it difficult. KatieMae?
I'm sorry.
Well, it's kind of funny. I'm gonna make fun of you for a second. I love everybody over there, especially Leslie. But the mindset is you're the only game in town. People are just dying to get in. So the gatekeeping is you've got your grips on everything because there isn't another funeral home or cemetery in Rockwall that I'm familiar with.
True. But there are multiple over in Dallas that sometimes people go to. There's also the Heath Cemetery and other ones as well. Um, I mean, I think every location, every cemetery, every funeral home, they have their own value. Um, for us, I think a lot of ours is certain features. For instance, we have our crematory on site. That's unique. We also have a cremation for pets, which is also different. But we also just as a location, we really try to see everyone that comes through here as an individual, relate to them on that individual level, and try to bring unique aspects to the celebration of their loved ones.
And
Um,
the big thing about that, so I'm not cutting you off, but the big thing about that it is the hometown feel. You're a known name or quantity that's been here for what decades now, and you
mhm.
continue to build upon that. So before toss it to you, Kim, have you ever been the victim of selective invitations, information being withheld from you, or passive resistance to working with you? Especially as a realtor, I know there's that mindset of me, but there's so many of you out there. Has that ever affected you?
Absolutely, it has affected me. It's been an obstacle, very challenging, and it's been a pulse point to my career and to my brand of including everyone. That means in photos. It means whenever I walk into a room, I want to try to introduce everyone, no matter where I'm at. That's probably one of my happiest moments of being an ambassador, because I get to sing the praises of another business, because I once was that business and someone wouldn't use me because someone said something about me, or that wasn't even true. It was based on hearsay, wasn't even based on fact. And that's the sad thing about clicks. 90% of the stuff is not even a factual interaction. And if people would just break down those walls and base it on their own personal experience, they might see that they could have possibly missed out on an incredible human. Even if it wasn't me, it might be my competitor. I might not be a good fit, but give a person a chance, base it on your personal experience.
The personal experience and just the facts, only the facts.
Yes.
Don't worry about the conjecture. Don't worry about hearsay, there or this. The individual, what they're going to deliver. That's awesome. So I now pivot to the cost of exclusion. I address this based on younger or new business owners. It has a tendency to drive away young talent or professionals who feel undervalued or unwelcome.
Absolutely.
Does that affect you, Kurt? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it, and at our agency, one of the things that we do, we create a mentoring program to help the younger agents learn the business, establish credibility with the prospective clients that we're talking to. I think that mentoring connection makes and brings in more of an inclusive approach and not setting somebody out on an island. I think it really does advance the confidence and the capabilities of the team that way too.
Mm-hmm.
If you only have a select group to choose from, doesn't that limit community development by stifling those entrepreneurs and or individuals that want to make new investments into the community? I'll send that to KatieMae, I'm sorry.
Well, I do agree. But if you're looking for, do you mean like if you're looking for a certain group, you have requirements of who can apply? Is that?
By having a group of, let's say, my hand here with 5 businesses, if they don't open up to be receptive to someone else coming in, that's a form of exclusion.
Oh, yes.
And that exclusion, I'm not talking DEI. No. I'm talking about inclusion of others for new mindsets and somebody bringing something that we can all benefit from the table. That's So what are your thoughts there?
I think that there's a lot to learn from watching others. So letting in other businesses, watching their business model, looking at their dynamic, there's a lot to learn from that. So excluding them is only hindering your learning process. And then you're left to learn by failure,
Yeah, exactly. That's not a good curve to be on. Kim.
Yes, sir.
Following up on that,
Mm-hmm.
hindering that inclusion, it would also cause problems within the economy because you're dealing with the same people over and over again. Something like a monopoly. Have you found that?
Absolutely. It's kind of like when Walmart opened up and had a bank inside of a Walmart and then an eye clinic. And there's just, I kind of think it as like a box. So you don't want to keep everybody in a box. Sorry about my animation. You don't want to keep people in a box because it leads to social fragmentation where outsiders feel unwelcome and excluded, and it hinders the community for cohesion and diversity. And there is enough business for all of us. There is calculate the amount of people. Say 100 people don't like you. There's probably 2,000 people that don't even know the 100 don't like you. That gives you 2,000 people to pull from. There is enough business for everyone. There is not a reason to assassinate people or to even have clicks. Clicks are a sign of insecurity, in my opinion. It means you are insecure because you're afraid. You're not secure in yourself, your business, or your relevance, in my opinion.
How do we go about breaking that cycle? Anybody?
Yes, I have. I like to hear this overcoming. I like to encourage inclusivity. I like to implement team building. So if you're on a team, get some team building. Everybody go in a room and break everything. If you're angry one day, go out to your range and go shoot it up. Go sit
Yeah,
with her,
yeah.
drive you nuts. Go over to Rest Haven and see the people that would have one more day on this earth and could redo it again. I took my bird over to KatieMae, and I would do anything to have her back again and replay some things, and family members I've had over there. Also promote shared goals. Maybe, if I collaborated with Katie, well, that's how she got here today, and collaborate with UCJ on the daily basis, and Kurt. Just promote shared goals and then implement all these strategies together, and you're bigger, because you are bigger and stronger whenever you all come together than whenever you're sitting there on Rudolph's Island. You remember on
So
Rudolph, the island of
I
misfit
know
toys?
Rudolph's Island. I got it. No worries. So what I'm hearing you saying is, and I've seen you do it, mentorship and open networking. Welcome everyone. That's number one.
Yeah, you surmised it right there.
There you go. Thank you,
You're
Kurt.
welcome.
I'm gonna finish up with you, Katie. So bring it in, KatieMae. Bring it in strong. Transparency. If everyone sees what everyone's doing, it makes it so more beneficial versus But also that degree of I wonder what's going on over there will help drive your business. Don't you find that with your insurance business? Because there's a lot of insurers out there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
sorry.
just
That's for
uh,
you, Kurt.
okay. So from in the insurance world, as we're all seeing what's going on in the insurance market with our homeowners rates and auto rates, et cetera, I find some kind of re-energy by collaborating with some of my peers in other agencies, competing agencies, and just kind of talk through how they're getting business done, what some of the markets are doing, what changes are they're seeing out there, and kind of going back to what Kim said, that level of collaboration, knowing that there's enough business out there for all of us, and we're out there to try to help create solutions for people. Let's help me help this person, and let me help you help this person. So that collaboration in amongst our peer group, even though we're friendly competitors, is really, really important. I think that goes a long way.
I
So,
do.
KatieMae, what I got for you is something simple. I did the plug for Leadership Rockwall. I know there have been many people through Rest Haven that have attended that program.
Mhm.
I'm gonna open the door for you as that young entrepreneur. It will help you expand you to people in leadership roles to expand your base, and I guarantee you, your name will be a name on their tips of their tongues when they're talking about Rest Haven. So it's not what you know, it's what you bring. What do you bring to the table, KatieMae?
Here, I just try to be really genuine with people, even as a cosmetologist, being really genuine, also being very transparent, especially in this industry. It's really important when you're handling and caring for people's loved ones who have passed. They want to know everything that's going on in the process. But, I just try to be really genuine with them, just so they can feel some comfort in that time.
And the other thing about it that I see so often, having experienced death in families and in my line of work, the young face that you bring to the equation means a lot because not everyone is a cookie cutter for that situation. So the big thing is we're getting ready to conclude and close out because we're running up against time. Small towns thrive when they're open, not closed. When we value contribution over connection, we unlock growth, innovation, and a stronger sense of community. Let's keep the conversation going, and more importantly, let's take action together. So, with that, did you have one last question for KatieMae, Kim?
I kind of did. Katie, I know this is a little crazy here, but your cosmetology, I've heard you mention that a couple of times. And I know that you're at Rest Haven Funeral Home, and Leslie is an incredible leader for me personally. And Clarence, your class of leadership being the best one may not be once I get on there. However, Katie, does your cosmetology come into play in your industry? Is that part of your role over at Rest Haven? I'm just curious. I've heard you mention it a couple of times.
I've helped out a few times if they just need help with hair. I can do that.
Oh, so that
But,
means I'm out of the mix. You too, Kurt.
but
With that being said, and I'm going to cut you off there, Katie, on purpose, because guess what? We're coming up to the segment where we're going to talk about you. Let's address all those things when we get there.
Okay.
With that, thank you to our incredible panelists for being part of this important dialogue. At this time, we're going to go to a commercial break. And then when we return, we're going to hear more about KatieMae Cosmetology and what it does there. We're going to go into a guest deep dive. We'll see you when we return back from this commercial.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
Now back to the show.
All right. We're here at our guest deep dive. We're going to get a chance to explore your each guest's personal and professional journey with a connection to how their professional pursuits connect with and impact the community and business. Based on the fact that we only have one guest today, it's KatieMae Duke. KatieMae, you're on display. Let's talk about you. What makes KatieMae KatieMae?
That's an interesting question. I guess it's just, I don't know what makes anyone anyone. I guess it's the experiences you've been through, how they've developed you know, personally, how you've grown from them and what you do with that growth. But I came from the cosmetology industry, like Kim was saying. There I learned a lot about relationships, building relationships, and just really supporting people and creating a safe space for them. Because I was a nail tech, so that's like a little haven for people every week when they go get their nails done. So I really learned about creating safe spaces, and that kind of helped lead me into this industry, just wanting to do something that had a little more meaning in it, as far as like spiritually. And um, but this industry has been really interesting. I had no experience in it. I've definitely learned a lot. And it definitely has helped me learn how to better grow relationships, how to better provide safe spaces for people. So I've really enjoyed just learning the ins and outs of the industry.
And
Go ahead.
Katie, I know that cosmetology, I went to cosmetology school when I was 18. The transition from cosmetology school to a funeral home, how in the world did you jump into that for a girl who loves her candy eaten out of sour fruits? So help me understand that one.
So it was right after COVID, and everyone was saying you can get a job doing anything. You don't need any experience or education. So I just wanted to try something different, and I looked around online. I actually applied for a different positions at multiple funeral homes, but the sales manager at one saw my application and thought that I'd be good in this role. And he interviewed me and he hired me. So that's how I got started. It was interesting. I was working at the Catholic Cemetery in Dallas. It's one of the oldest. It is the oldest cemetery in Dallas. It started in 1912, so there was a lot of history there to learn. And I was just really curious about the industry once I got into it, and I really liked, what I was learning about cultivating relationships and about the importance of transparency in those relationships, and just the value of what I'm helping people with was really important to me. There's just so much value. I hadn't really thought about pre-planning before, but it can just change the experience for your loved ones when they're really going through it. If you did pre-plan, or if you did at least have that conversation with them. A lot of people don't want to have that conversation, but it's such an important one to have. And I just had never really had a lot of loved ones pass away, so I didn't really have a lot of personal experience to go off of. And I just, the value of pre-planning to me is just, there are no words for it, because it just impacts your family so much. It really helps their grieving process begin a little sooner, go a little smoother.
KatieMae, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Kurt.
Well, I was just going to say, I lost my father a few years ago, and he had pre-planned everything, and the journey was made so much less stressful. What are some of the things that people should be thinking about in terms of pre-planning, and what they need to come prepared to talk to y'all about in that aspect?
Well, I think the biggest part of preparing to come talk to us is just coming in. It's really difficult for some people. It's hard to face your own mortality, but we're here to answer any questions, no matter how strange or silly they may seem. I think there's a really important aspect to what we do in the way of trying to normalize these conversations, normalize death. It is inevitable. It's uncomfortable to talk about, but it's so, like I keep saying, it's just so important to talk about. And I think that it's just not seen as a normal conversation. But I hope that, in the past few years, with this industry growing the way it is, that's a big part of how we change people's lives, by normalizing that conversation. But we're here to support you in it. We have planning guides that can help you kind of start thinking what you need to speak to your loved ones about, what you need to think about before you even start talking to them. Sometimes people just don't even know where to start. But there's so many components to planning a service, and you can have as much participation in it as you want, or you can leave it to your loved ones, because in a way, a big part of all of this is for your loved ones who are, surviving you. And, but you can pick your songs, you can pick your verses, you can personalize your service as much as you want ahead of time, or you can let your loved ones do it in a way that is going to help them more. But definitely.
So, KatieMae, part of my pre-planning is to throw a pool party. That's not going to work over at Rest Haven, is it?
No, but we do offsite. So
Oh, okay.
if that's really important to you. And here at Rest Haven, we do want it to be more of a celebration, and we do want it to be personalized towards that individual. So if they do have a request, we love that. We love a strange request. We want to fulfill that, and hopefully you feel fulfilled in your afterlife because we respected your wishes and honored you in that way.
Rest Haven also gives back to this community in so many ways. We have people that are there that are extremely involved in our community, as well as you. Do you want to tell everybody about how you honor our veterans and those couple of things, and even their pets? I know you laid my pet to rest so respectfully. Maybe there's those couple of things that people didn't know about. Whenever I took my tour, I learned.
Yeah, Leslie and Dwayne are great. They're so active and involved in the community. One thing that's really near and dear to us here is our first responders and our veterans. We do a lot to honor them. We do Wreaths Across America every December. And with that, we do a little service in our chapel, and then we go out and we put wreaths on all the veterans' graves. We have a long list that we keep just for that event. We also have a garden in our cemetery called Peace and Valor, and it has a monument that's dedicated to the first responders. We do have a pet crematory here. It is separate than our human crematory, but we do have both here on site. So your loved one never has to leave our care once they get here. And then for the pet one, there's really great things, different memorialization that you can personalize for your pet. We also have a flower shop here on site, so you can always come here and get flowers while you're here. You can call ahead and order them, and we'll place them for you as well.
So, Katie, let's finish on a positive note. Let's talk about Katie. I tried to segue with that before. Tell us about Katie. What makes Katie Katie? What do you do when you're not there at the funeral home just for Katie? I know you got Tuna, no worries, but a perfect afternoon for you and Tuna would be
being outside. We love to be outside. I love to go hiking, go to the lake, go to Cedar Ridge, just spend a few hours just kind of lost in nature, not really thinking about everything else that takes up my day. I also love to read. My dog is pretty chill, so we can find a little place, put down a blanket, and I can read, and she'll just watch everything around her. But definitely being out in nature is a perfect day for me.
That's the rest of the story about KatieMae Duke. With that, we're going to go ahead and head into our wrap up and highlights. We want to talk about who you are, what you do, what you bring to the equation as far as your business goes. So with that, I'm going to start off with Kurt.
So what I do, Clarence, is, from a personal insurance review perspective, working with Assured Partners, I've got 28 years of experience on the insurance company side. So I understand underwriting, I understand the marketing and the claim service around insurance companies. And a lot of people don't know what they don't know. They think homeowners is homeowners insurance, and there are a lot of differentiating aspects to coverage out there. So what I do is I really take them through a line-by-line consultative discussion around how the coverage works for them, what the coverage is, and some of the nuances in coverage. And it's quite often very illuminating to them that, the coverage that they didn't have, the coverage that they could have, and it takes it away from just a price discussion, because now all of a sudden they're buying on a value proposition. the ultimate insurance claim is one where you're taken care of 100%. You're put back to pre-loss condition. Well, there's certain nuances in various companies' policies that might not get you there. And so that's kind of the role that we play. Recently, well, not so recently now, but a few years ago, our neighborhood got hit by a tornado. Not devastatingly so, as I think it was an F1, hit my house. But as a result, with my insurance knowledge and some of the resources that I had, brought in people to help tarp and cover homes, cover windows, and just try to create more of the community assistance that I could bring to the table. So that's over 35 years in the business. Being part of the community as an insurance advisor, a risk advisor. That's really what my goal is, and that's what keeps me going.
So who are you? What do you do? And how can we get in contact with you?
So Kirk Hodson with Assured Partners, Vice President of Private Client Services. Reach out to me directly on my email that's on our splash screen there. Give me a call, and I'm happy to discuss and do a consultative review.
So you're better than the guys at Allstate, right? You good hands people?
Well, not to disparage the competition, but yeah.
Thank you so much, Kirk. Appreciate you. Kim, who are you? What do you do? And how can we get in contact with you?
My name is Kim Johnson. I'm the owner of the Kim Johnson Group of RE/MAX Four Corners and RE/MAX Landmark. And we at RE/MAX, we are international. We are global. I can help connect you with anybody around the world going on a decade of experience, buy, sell, rent, or lease, or looking into property management, farm, ranch, land, anything. Just have a discussion. If you're in the sandwich part of life and you've raised your kids and now you're having to care for your parents, maybe it's time to make that transition, help close up that chapter in their lives. I can help you in so many ways. First time home buyer, maybe you're in over your head, maybe your insurance rates or taxes are too high. Let's have a conversation. Let's see what's the right fit for you and connect you. And it may not be the time for you, but it doesn't cost a single dime to just have that conversation. Need about 15, 20 minutes, and we'll see if it works for you. So any real estate needs that you need, feel free to reach out to Kim at kimsellstexas.com. 469-273-0314. And or you can Google me, reach out to me. I'm here for you. And always remember, Kim Sells Texas.
Thanks so much, Kim. Which brings us to you, KatieMae.
I'm KatieMae Duke. I work here at Rest Haven in Rockwall. I'm a family service counselor and a pre-planning agent, and I'm really just here to start a conversation if you have any questions or concerns. Even if you're not necessarily planning to plan your services in this area, if you just have questions and you want to talk to someone in this business, give me a call here at Rest Haven.
Thank you so much, KatieMae. And last but definitely not least, I'm Clarence Jorif, the host of North Texas Community Co-Op. But I'm also the president and owner of the Compound Nevada, North Texas's elite outdoor public shooting range. If it goes bang, we teach it. We work off the mindset of how can we teach you the skills to safeguard yourself, your family, and those around you if you choose. Once again, you can reach us at the Compound Nevada. Our telephone number is 972-853-0602, or shoot us an email, no pun intended, at info@tcnrange.com. This concludes this episode of the North Texas Community Co-op, addressing the topic of small town clicks and great keeping. I hope that you benefited from this episode. And if anything, reach out, like us. We're going to make sure and share it with you. So make sure and look out for those emails coming from us. Y'all have a blessed day. See you again soon.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The North Texas Community Co-op is made possible by Clarence Jorif with the Compound Nevada, Kim Johnson with the Kim Johnson Group, Kirk Hodgson with Assured Partners, Susanna Austin with K9 Resorts, Cindy Durant's with Right at Home, in-home care and assistance. And by Meena Singh, college prep coach. The North Texas Community Co-op. Local voices, real issues, conversations that matter.